because something is cheap doesn't mean it's poor quality. It's a nightmare. A lot of people can try to start it up all the way. Let's take a minute and consider something. Cheap tools. Always been an interesting concept because when we think cheap, we think low quality. But some things out there are very cheap and not necessarily low quality, but maybe missing something or not up to the same standard of build of other items. Case in point, the Extreme Power Chainsaw US. This is a deal from eBay, 120 bucks, or Amazon rather, and it's very cheap for a 42cc chainsaw. It's extremely cheap, but it's missing some things that would otherwise make it a perfectly useful chainsaw. But what if you could take those problems or missing features and add them? Then wouldn't that make that cheap chainsaw a very inexpensive good chainsaw? Let's take a look. Now this is a cold start. Stick my hand here on the exhaust. All right. Always don your safety gear, very important. All right, choke out, starter switch on, position lock. We're gonna go ahead and, like they recommend, stick your foot in it. All right, so it tried to start the first pull, so we're gonna depress the choke and then try to start it up all the way. Not too bad for the first cut. So as you can see, just because something is cheap doesn't mean it's poor quality if you can take the time to change some of the features of it. All right, let's get to it. Now the only important thing about creating something new like this is to remember that it's not very difficult to do. You really just want to take your time and make sure that it's going to suit the needs that you have. Now what I've basically done there is just drilled out the two holes that mount to the chainsaw, and we're going to go ahead and mock it up on there and see how this fits. Now, both projects to this chainsaw are complete. Before I want to jump into them, I just wanted to take a little bit of your time and explain exactly what I love to do. I love repurposing or reworking things into a more usable form, and this chainsaw is no different than the other projects on my channel, whether it's taking old fence posts and making a cage over the back of my truck, or using an old 70s gas tank to make myself a grill for cooking hot dogs. They all are absolutely enjoyable to me. I love doing projects like this, and this is why I like to tinker. So let's look at the first one. The first is going to be the throttle lock. This gives me the ability to lock the throttle in the on position when starting, that makes starting so much easier. A little bit larger teeth, a little bit more aggressive shape so that I get a little bit better protection of the chainsaw. But it worked out really well, and I painted it blue because who doesn't like blue? Now, if you like the video, please hit that subscribe button, as well as give me a thumbs up if you like the content on this one. There's plenty more projects like this to come. I have tons of things around the house to do, so follow me and get alerts for when I post up new videos. It's going to be a wide variety of things, all about how I can tinker and make cheap things better or inexpensive things a little bit different than what they were meant for. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.